everyone. Today we're going to do the Grinch. I know you've seen this iconic picture before. It's the movie poster from the movie. And it's the Grinch hand holding a Christmas ornament. And we're going to paint this step by step. And if you don't know how to paint, that's completely fine. But we are going to attempt to do a 3D painting, which means we always need to make dark, medium, and light out of every color. Okay, and put the shadows where we want them. And then never leave a shadow or a highlight. Just stop. You kind of run out of paint till it turns to mist. Okay, I'll show you how to do all that. And then this is what you have. And then the colors that we have, you've got from school, is a brown, just a little bit of brown for making some shadows, and some black for shadows and any oopsies. But this is a shinier black than your background, so use it sparingly because it's not as flat as the gesso. And this red is this gorgeous red that someday I'm going to have a sports car with this color for the ornament and the sleeve. And yellow makes the highlights of fur. You're going to get good at fur. And then the green, of course, the whole thing is, the whole hand is green, but then we decorate it. And then white for highlights and for this little cuff. Okay, so we're going to do it step by step together. And we have two paintbrushes, a big one, a big round 4, right? And then an itty bitty little number 2. And they're both rounds, right? They're both rounds, but one can hold more paint, so gets it over with faster. I probably could paint it with the little one, but it would take forever because you can't hold very much paint. Take forever. Okay, so the first thing we're going to paint is the sleeve. Okay, so fun. So get your, we need our red paint. And if your paint tipped over, you're going to have paint in your lid. Very dangerous. So watch out for dangerous lids. Put them very far away, somewhere safe. They get knocked onto the floor and on your pants. You won't like it. And then some brown for the shadow. Okay, so we're going to get our, and I tend to go too fast when I don't have a class, because I can't watch you finish and then time it to the last few people finishing. So it goes a lot faster here. So if I go zip past what you're trying to do, and just keep your finger on that pause, and make me stop talking so you can catch up. Okay, I don't know why, I have nobody to see, so I'm only talking to myself, and that dead silence when I'm doing a waiting, I'll just start talking about weird stuff. So just pause. Okay, so we're going to start with our number 4, a big paintbrush, because she can hold more paint. And just when you get your red, you just stab your red paint like you're mad, right? Because you want to load up. We have to get a lot. Stab! Woo, that's a lot of paint, right? But if it's thick, we can make a very smooth line. And we are painting on a black canvas, so you'll need to use thick paint. Otherwise, the black seeps through. So this is how you outline. When you put your paintbrush against the canvas, it goes, right? It opens like a fan. But we only stare at one hair. They want the top hair that's going to squish out a perfect bead of paint and push your paint like that. And kind of like a bulldozer pushes sand. And on either side, there's a pile of sand like that. So we'll try the part right there. And we're doing this first, so it will be dry. So when we finally come back and do the cuff, dry. Okay, so we go smash and sneak up. And now it's touching. Now I can push. And I push my paint. And then there's paint on the other side. Ran out on that side, but I flip it over and I land in the cuff. Inside the cuff, and then sneak up, because the whole cuff's going to be red. So you just go smash, push. But look at how it pushes paint on either side, like a big little tub on both sides, and it's flat in the middle. It's because you use a lot of pressure to go, and if you push too hard, all the paint wipes off, or your paintbrush soaks it back up. But we'll fix it. So now I'm going to go up. Oh, I land in the sleeve, and I don't want any Sharpie showing. It's way too bright for your painting, and it will stand out. It looks pretty, but it'll stand out and be the shiniest thing on your painting. I mean, look how shiny it looks. It's silver Sharpie. But when we do it in the classroom, it's not this shiny because the lights aren't this bright. I have the window right behind me. Okay, now we're going to get more paint, and let's paint it red, but just land near the cuff and fall down so they're all parallel to the side. And you just get more paint. And then go swipe, 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 swipe. And there's a reason why we do this texture, and you'll see in a minute. So just copy me. No scribbly, scribbly ups and downsies. And that looks pretty good. And I can still see black. So now I'm going to repaint it a second time. But since all the black's covered, I don't have to push hard or anything. And instead of trying to use the tip of my paintbrush, which is kind of sharp and will scratch off all that paint, I'm going to use the side of my paintbrush and just peanut butter it on real soft. And you'll see how much more red it looks. And it's okay. It doesn't matter how thick paint is. When it dries completely flat. All the water evaporates and the whole thing shrinks down to like a little skin. Don't worry. So I stab my red paint super thick, and I'm going to do it very softly using the side of my paintbrush. Your finger's the softest, and you can control its pressure easiest. But I'm just barely touching it, as soft as him. But look how much more red that is. And then more paint. I want it thick. Step. Oh, that's thick. Yeah. That's really good. Oh, one more. I missed the top. I don't want black showing. Black. And then, I'm going to do it even again. I can see the texture. Maybe just flatten it one more time just for texture and try to flatten it. I'm literally going to hold my paintbrush with 2 fingers so I don't put any pressure, and just try to float on top using the side of the paintbrush. Oh yeah, and just kind of like when you frost a cake. That's old-fashioned. We used to bake cakes and decorate them as girl fun when I was younger. But very softly. I'm going to make a cake for Christmas. My grandma's famous chocolate cake. See, and that's red. But you know what? Red is very boring. How come? We're trying to make a 3D painting, and that's a 1D color, right? So we're going to get brown, and I'm not going to clean my paintbrush off. I want this red on there, but we might contaminate our brown. So when we go get our brown, it's going to be like a pearl size. You get a little tiny scoop on the end, but I don't want to stir my red in there. I'll touch the corner, so there'll be other clean spots to get it. So I just sneak up to it, and I just find a corner and go, whoop. Oh, I didn't pick it up. Whoop, there, a pearl. It's a pearl, a brown. Like that. It fell off the first time I did it. And then we're going to drop it off, and the shadow part of the sleeve would be under here. Right? So we're just going to just get it off your paintbrush like it's a moko or something, and just drop it off and go, it looks milk chocolate brown, but it's not. It dries way darker than that and looks really good. But you don't know that until it's dry. So now we're not going to leave it like that. We're going to moosh it in a little bit, smoosh it into the red, and make a brownish red. And we're just going to crush it in, but it just stays that size, little. But I'm going to smoosh it, so I'm going to smoosh it in, and it's going to get smooshed into my paintbrush. But I just go smush, 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 smush. Oh, brownish red. Nice. And there's brownish red in my paintbrush. So you do that. But just having a line of brown is not 3D. The goal of putting any shadow or highlight is to try to make a disappeary edge. And if you use wet on wet painting, thank you, Bob Ross. Of course, he didn't invent it, but he is the genius. So you just get the red paints on there. And if I put this brown paint and I just go swipe and then slightly higher onto the red, just what's in my paintbrush, and try to run out of brown and go higher, higher, higher. I'm going to run out of brown on purpose and it disappears. So it's very brown on the bottom, kind of medium brown, and then it runs out and then it's just red. It looks really good when it's dry. You can't tell right now, but trust me. So, okay, so there's this first swipe I did, and then there's brownish red in my paintbrush, and I go swipe, and then a little bit higher, 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 and each of my lines, I'm doing it soft like I'm floating on top. Remember when we were decorating? And higher and higher, and I'm running out of paint. I'm running out of paint. There's almost no more brown, but I'm going to continue to go to the top, because what if I drop off 1 micron? Oh, I'm resoftening too. 1 micron of brown. It makes it slightly. Looks good, right? You won't know till it dries. Just okay, good job. Oh, you know what? I pushed too hard in a spot. See? You want to see? Look at, I scratched the, as I started going faster. Look at me push harder with my paintbrush, and let me try again. Softly. I'm trying to use I'm like trying to put one hair, put the paint back. Oh, there. I kind of put the paint back in the holes. The texture's nice. It looks like a material, right? Because we're not just painting and putting color. We're always putting texture, too. Okay, now we get to do the, remember push pause if I go too fast. Now we're going to do the ornament. Okay, and you can't draw a circle. It's not your fault. You were born human. It's your parents' fault. So we're gonna, we can't draw a circle, but you know what we can draw really good is a rainbow, a letter C, a smile, and a letter B, right? Those we have memorized from when we were babies. So we're gonna do that same trick, and there's a little bit of brown in your paintbrush, so it's a shadow. Just stab your red paint, because we're going to do an outline, and we're going to do that squish thing again. So stab your red. Right? Lots. And I just go, and I'm going to land in the ornament, because it's all red. So I'm going to sneak up to the Sharpie and try to get rid of it. The sneaking, I feel like, is the trick, because you touch it and then start pushing. So I'm going to do the C part first. So I go smash, and then I sneak up. And then one hair's touching. And push. Can I show you up close? So I go smash and then sneak up. Oh, there it's gone. Now I can push. And look at that bead of paint come squishing out the side. And I don't even care. It's going to dry completely flat. I do not need to fix it. Oh, I keep missing the silver. One hair is doing all the work. I don't care what the rest of the paintbrush is doing. Not my business. I just want to get that one. Now you try that. And then, did you find it to be true? Were you able to make a line? A nice smooth line? Okay, now I'm going to stab the red again. And now I'm going to try the B side. I just, because I feel comfortable. I can do the smiling and the rainbow to connect them. But I'm going to land in the ornament, smash, sneak up. One hair, push. Oh, you know what? It's easier if I don't hold the painting, because the painting's staying. Oh, I missed. Oh, try again. Land, scooch. Okay. I never try to land on the line. You'll miss. I sneak. Don't worry about those lumps of paint. We're going to smooth them down. Okay, more red. Stab. Now I can do the attaching rainbow. And smile. Hello. Did you make a good circle? Because we didn't make a circle. We made a letter C, a rainbow, a letter B, and a smile. Okay, now we're going to fill it all in red, but no scribbling. We don't go straight lines and straight lines. We're going to try to stay with the texture of what would be round, would be painting in letter C's, painting in letter B's, rainbowing, smiling like this, and go ahead and just get it wet using our texture, right? And we'll put a second coat on it for that better red. Okay, so I'm going to stab my red and rainbow, side of my paintbrush. So maybe hold it with 2 fingers and a windshield wiper. Windshield wiper. Okay, there's a rainbow. Now I'm going to stab my paint and do a letter C. Letter C. Whoa, I almost went out. Calm down. Okay, that rant, C, 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 C. Okay. Remember, we're just getting it wet first coat. Second coat, we'll put it on super bright. Okay, now stab your red. Letter B, letter B, letter B. And they can cross over each other. We're going to fix it. And then smile, smile. And then collapse it smaller, smaller, smaller. Then I'll give you a minute to do that. Look at all that black showing through. And when it dries, it turns even darker and the black shows up even more. So I like a nice thick red. It is possible to do this painting on a white canvas and then paint the background black. First of all, there's a lot of black and it always makes a smeared up, ruined mess. And then you can't, what about all the hairs that you want to put on top of the black? What are you going to paint around the hairs? This is better. Okay, and then now we can do a second coat. So, and you're like, why would I? Because it's better. And this way is softer, but we still do the rainbow, see, round, right? Super thick. I'm gonna get a scoop, right? And then as gently as I can, I'm frosting. Oh, laying on top. And I can tell when the metal, slow near the edge. I can tell when, oh, I did that good. Sometimes I don't. The metal, if you push a little too hard and goes, it scratches right there. But you can smooth it back down. And then some more paint. Using the side of my paintbrush. Don't you like the second coat better? And whenever you see that, oh, it's turning black again, more paint. Stab. I'm putting it on thick, baby. Oops, scratched again. Try again. Smooth it. Oh, softer. More paint. Because your paintbrush is also a sponge. When she runs out of paint, she starts picking the paint back up. Rude. Stab your red. And then windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper. That's way more red, don't you think? More. But you have to be, aren't you being very soft? And then immediately you can tell when you did it too hard. And you're like, oh, yeah. But if I explain that, it's not as good as experience. No. As soon as you do it yourself, you're like, oh, I see what she was talking about. So my words are just blah, 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 blah. When you do it yourself, that's when you learn stuff. Because this is Earth. And Earth is an experience planet. So you must experience everything for yourself to fully understand it. When the teacher shows you math, you don't learn math. When do you learn the math? When you do it. The teacher's like, blah, 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 blah. Then you finally get to do it. And then you go, oh, like that. That moment. The best. But the teacher is just a suggestive guide. All that learning happens in your amazing mind. This is hard now. Look at. I still have paintbrush marks. But you know what? When we're going to put a black shadow on this near the edge. And I think we'll use our finger, the flat, smooth part of our finger, to fix these little troughs that the paintbrush keeps making. Because our fingerprint is the smoothest. Okay. So push pause if you haven't done your second coat. Because now I'm going to do the black. Dangerous lid. Careful. And you know how much black I need? It's big. You know why? Because black is so black that if you put too much, all the red will turn black. Here's the calm down black. So we just need a dirty paintbrush. Black doesn't care about the red. So I'm just going to snake and just get a little teeny pokey. Little tiny poke. And then I drop it off like a rainbow near the top of the ornament, but I'm just, parallel? I go parallel to the arch of the ornament. So I just go swipe, a rainbow, right? And just drop it off. And there's still some black on my paintbrush. I don't want it. I don't want it. So get a paper towel. This is the first time we're going to clean our paintbrush. But look at all that black still on there. If we kept going like this, it'll get blacker and blacker. We just need some. Some. Can I show you up close? Just because of reflection. Some. That's all. Just some. And then we clean it off. So we get a paper towel. You put your paintbrush in there. Fold it over. Give it a pinch. And it's clean enough. And all the paint's in here. And it goes back to being pointy. So now I'm going to use the side of the paintbrush and just kind of make, and don't make it bigger, but rainbow, rainbow, and make reddish black. And you can push it closer to the top, but don't touch the top because you might go outside the lines. So I just go side of my paintbrush, holding it with 2 fingers, and I just go rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. Oh, I made reddish black. Want to see? Reddish black. Lots of reflection. This red paint's very shiny. Excellent. Okay, now I'm going to use, I'm going to put my paintbrush down and use my finger. And remember I said about making 3D, you make where a color ends into another color, you make it blurry. So fingerprint. And I'm just going to go like this. And I'm going to stretch the sides down so they're more pointy. But I just touch the bottom of the black and try to make, and I stretch it down the side just a little bit, very close to the side. And now it's blurrier. It's a misty, invisibly kind of black. So now I have to lick my finger off. No. I just clean my finger. And then I have a pause, a rest. Okay. And now I'm going to get my paintbrush and I can put the bottom one. There's a bottom one too, but they don't really touch on the sides. They don't touch. So how much black was that? Pro? I wipe off any extra because I'm just going to drop it off, right? And I make a little smile or parallel. Oh, he does look like he's smiling. Okay, and then give my paintbrush a little pinch. No more black for you. And then now I'm going to use now that's awkward. I can't get my paintbrush go flat. Maybe, I know, upside down paintbrush, windshield wiper, like that. Let's see if that works. Oh, that's very hard, but it's way better than that awkward wrist thing. Okay, windshield wiper, windshield wiper, windshield wiper. Oh, it's a smile. It's cute. And then I want to soften the now the top of the black. Just soften the top of the black with my fingerprint. Oh, and kind of stretch the corner a little longer. Just a little bit. Don't let them touch. So I just go, ooh. And how soft are you being? How soft? And you made a baby blackish red. And you made it a little bit blurrier on the top. Perfect. Isn't that smoother when we put those 2 blacks on there? How about if we smooth the inside but never touch the black again? She's finished. You'll just smear her around and make a mess. But can we look at those troughs, those holes in there? And my paint, if I use my finger as soft as humanly possible, the flat, fluffy part of your finger, and just rainbow, 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 smile, 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 see, and as flat and smooth. Oh, your finger's so much smoother than a paintbrush. But I'm not going near the edges. They got black on them and stuff. Just for the tummy. Nice. And why do we have to do circles when we paint it? Because the object is a circle. So the texture matters. And then clean my finger. Nice. Okay, all done with black and all done with red. Can we put the lids on those? Just for safety. Put the lid on mine. Oh, and brown too. Bye, brown. Bye. Get out of here. I don't like how if they tip over, the lid goes flying. Get out of here. Now all I need is a little bit of white. But if I clean my paintbrush, even if I clean my paintbrush, that's kind of gross. So when I get my white, again, let's do that trick again, where you get it from a tiny corner. So most of the white stays clean, and we're gonna get a tiny pearl. Oh, this is for a highlight on the ornament. Just a tiny pearl, woohoo, like that. And we're gonna, and you see how the black's here and the black's here? Well, now in the missing C and the B sides, they get a little bit of white. So just for highlight. And then this is a sphere. It's round, all the way around like a ball. So if you've ever looked at an ornament with the lights on, it distorts the light and shines it across the front of the end, puts the light only on the sides. That's why everything looks so weird when you look at an ornament. So it always bounces to the sides. So nothing in the middle. So we're going to use this little pearl and just drop it off and just slightly in front of the black, but parallel to the side. That's a lot of instructions, but let me hold it closer. So here's the black. I'm just going to make, but it is curved, right? And I just followed the edge of the ornament to do it. Now you do it. It's not going to stay like that. We're going to rough it up a little. Just a little bit. Okay, and then we could just mush it just a little. The texture's kind of pretty. You can even use your finger, but gently, because it's going to turn pink. We don't want to wipe it off with our finger. But I'm going to use my paintbrush, and I just push and pull. Oh, I flicked it. Look how high I flicked it. I'm not going to get mad. I push, and pull, and you push, and I just want it, oh, whoop, okay, there. As soon as it changes like a little reddish pink, I'm done. And look at, because I picked up my paintbrush at the last second, the bottoms are pointy, the top is pointy. Noise. And if I touch black, sad, but not that sad. Okay, now I'm going to get my, another little pearl for the other side, and a tiny little scoopy, a scoopy. And so it's between the two blacks. So I just drop it off like a little booger. Get it off your paintbrush. Ew. There. And my curve is what? Parallel to the curve of the ornament. It's a hard concept because where if I say C, you'll draw a C. So I'm trying to say parallel, but you have to be, 3rd grade, you learn parallel. So if you're younger than that, then you're going to be like, what? So just copy me then. Just try to look, see, and think. And if it turns out all ugly, so it was fun. Okay, now we're just going to try to do the same thing, but I'm going to flick it up and down and up. And I'm trying to curve it along the black. There. That's all. I didn't have to touch it very much. I just want to turn them into stripes. Right? That's pretty cool. Cool. See what the light does? The light hits the front of the ornament and shines to the side. It bounces to the edges of a round sphere. Very weird. But Einstein had a lot to say about that. Okay, now we'll clean our paintbrush because it's got pink on it and we want pink. So give it a pinch. Remember, pause if I go too fast. Usually I'm staring at a class and I watch you guys. And then when you're almost done, then I do the next step. Okay, that's the reflection where the light gets dragged, like a black hole. The light gets dragged. Now we're going to put the actual little glint of a light bulb. One at the top here and one at the bottom over there. Like they're opposite of each other because of what the light does split. So we'll get a little pearl. I don't need to show you. You know, a pearl. And it's not straight. It still has that tiny curl, but we gently drop it off so it stays white. We don't mush it in and turn it pink. I let it float on top. So I just go, okay, what? And right on the colored glint you already did. Hello. Now it's a brighter piece. And I let it sit there. And I don't touch it. Because if I smoosh it into the wet red underneath, it's pink. Right? And then I get another pearl. Whoop. And now I'm going to do like directly across from it, diagonal from it. Now I just go and whoosh. Oh, look at that. I missed. Whoosh, there. Boom. That one came out kind of straight, huh? That's stinky. I didn't do the curve. Whatever. Yours will be better than mine now. I like to be the best in the whole class. But yours is probably better than mine now. Okay, awesome. Now clean your paint. This one's I don't like it anymore. Sturdy. And I'm going to put it away. I'm going to put it to the side and get a clean one. So I can get a nice, pinchy clean. Because we're going to switch to green paint. And I don't want the red and green make brown. So it'll just look like a shadow. But just give it a hard pinch and squeeze. Like that. Whoop. A little extra came out. Okay, and we can leave white out because we brighten our green and make bright green with our white. And then find your green. Take the lid off. And we need yellow for it to make the little furs. And then a little bit of brown for shadow. We try to use her as tiny as possible because she dries a lot darker than you'd think. And if you get the brown too much everywhere, he looks like a brown monster, not a green monster. But you know, if you put too much brown, you can put green on top. Tell the brown to calm down. Okay, ready? Okay, so big paintbrush, green paint. We're going to do the wrist first, okay? And I just want to warn you, it's going to come out really, really ugly. Because as you do something, you learn it better. You and your brain make adjustments constantly and going, oh no, like this. Oh, I see, like that. Oh no, like this. So the wrist is the first thing we do. It's ugly. So we'll do the wrist and she'll dry while we're busy. Then we'll do that fingers, you know, we'll do like 3 fingers and then our brain is like, oh, I totally get it. Then we'll go back and repaint the wrist 2 times, paint over it. And try all our techniques again, and you'll see how much better you are at it, and you'll love it more, okay? So this is just for learning on the wrist, okay? And the first thing we're going to do is the thumb part right here. It's rounded, right? So let's just put the little back of the thumb piece. So I'm just going to stab my green paint. We need to get rid of Sharpie. So just stab it. Stab! Get a disgusting amount. But I want to keep the shape. If I go outside the line, it's because I put little hairs. But when I first do it, you know, on purpose, like little escapees. But not when I'm outlining it. So I'm going to land inside his, put the round part of his thumb first. So it's up here. So this arches and attaches to this guy, like finishing the thumb. We're going to paint right over that and past that later when we do the thumb and the hand. It's not a barrier to get to the wrist. They're attached and they're the same color, so no worries. But just to start. And then I get more green and get rid of the Sharpie. So I land in the wrist, smash, sneak up. Bye, Sharpie. Smash, wee. Oh, missed. One more time. Wee. Okay. I think I still have Sharpie showing. One more time. I'll get it. Ew, I touched the red with my pinky. Look, I have an apron. I wiped it on my apron. That's how you get all these decorations. But I don't wear an apron, like, during the day. So I'm in the kitchen and I get some kind of food on my finger and I wipe it on my clothes. And I'm like, I'm not wearing my apron. Okay, now we're going to fill it in green. But his hair is going downhill, downhill, down here. So texture matters. And how many times are we probably going to paint the green? Because of the black 2 times. So put the green on it first. Stab the green. La, 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 la. Flicky, 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 flick, flick, flick. Look at the fuzzy parts. Doesn't that look like fur? Giving it permission to be thick and then you let go the last second. It's like a softer texture. Yeah, yes. Yeah, it's not a scribble. It's a flick, flick, flick. Nice. But I still see the black showing. So maybe a little bit more. Some more green. side of my paintbrush, put it on a little, oh my gosh, just doing it that's so, I get impressed every time. Just a little, oh, too hard. Floating on top, using the side of my paintbrush. You want to see the tip of the paintbrush? This is what I'm trying to say. The tip of my paintbrush goes, what are you doing, paintbrush? But the side of the paintbrush can repair it. Oh, she's so soft. There. Good job. And now we're going to put a shadow, right? And it's the exact same way that we did the cuff, right? His little sleeve. We're going to do the brown. We're going to be on the bottom of his wrist and then kind of run out all the way, and just about to halfway. And how much brown? You don't need very much. I swear, it dries very, very dark. So maybe, oh, that part's got red on it. Oh, no, I don't want that part. I'm going to find another part. Dirty paintbrush? Don't care. Whoop. I got some. I feel like this is too much. I'm going to put it on very gentle. Okay? Very gentle. So if there's any extra, I can clean my paintbrush off. But I'm going to drop it off very gentle. Just go, oops, woo, and that's all you get. And there's still brown on my paintbrush. Okay. And that's all I want right there. That's a little string. I'm going to clean this off. Give it a little pinch. Pinch. Let's get the brown off. And now we get to do the mixie and the fade. So if you forgot, we're gonna go side of paintbrush. Always. It works really good. And smushy, 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 and make greenish brown. And then there'll be greenish brown in our paintbrush. And then we go higher, higher, dropping off the brown until you run out. You're trying to run out of brown paint. You run out of brown paint and it's invisible. Like that. You want to do that with me? Okay, I'll come closer. So I'm gonna smush it in there. Ooh, brownish green happens. Nice. But it's also in my paintbrush. Now I'm going to climb and go a little bit higher, a little bit higher, a little bit higher, and they all overlap. Oh, I'm already running out of paint, running out of paint, running out of paint. Got to halfway. I'm all done. I'm trying to run out of paint. And it will dry way darker than that. And remember, yours is going to come out ugly. I promised you that. I swear. Because it's our first time doing fur and stuff. So our brain's going to be like, what? What is she talking about? What? After you do it like 3 times, your brain's like, I understand this. This is easy. So just trust yourself that, oh yeah, my brain's learning right now. So I love and forgive my brain for having to be on earth. And it's not automatic learning. Okay, so I'm going to clean my paintbrush, by brown. And now I'm going to get white. And it's a pearl of white. And now we're going to do the opposite. Super bright on the top of his arm. And we mush it in. And make bright green. And then we push it down, 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 down. So you can see the shadow on my hand right there. So again, whoop, whoop, little pearl, pearl. And drop it off. Yeah. Oops. There. Uh-oh. There's paint on the other side. Just give it a swipe. Get it off. There. Okay. I didn't want the other giant boogie. It would just make it too bright, right? So one side. And now I get to make a brightish green. Scribbly, scribbly, scribbly. And just stay right in that spot and make the greenish, like bright green before we go traveling. La, 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 la. And there's baby green in here. And I'm going to push it down, 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 down. What if I don't run out until I'm in the brown? So if you give all of your green just a microscopic amount of white, like powder white, it just helps brighten up the green a little bit. Okay, you ready? So it's in my paintbrush, and I'm going to push it lower, 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 lower. Hey! Nothing happened. Okay, try again. It's not enough paint, I guess. Okay, I'm going to drop it off again. There. And then get rid of the extra. And I'm going to try again. Make the brightest green. And then I'm going to push it lower, 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 lower. Okay, that's right. So what were we trying to do? 3D? I was trying to get to at least halfway with my, I keep going and going and going so that there isn't a line, a stopping line. But I wanted to go bright, medium, dark, dark disappear, dark, medium, light, light, lighter, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. And then we're all done with big paintbrush for a minute. Now find itty bitty teeny tiny Just Born paintbrush. She's going to make little yellow highlights. Can I show you? Okay, those are just standing there. I've gotten better at this since I did this. I like making little hairs like this. Pick it up and drop off. And then I go fling and fling and fling and fling. And I pick up my paintbrush the last second so they're pointy on the ends. And then accidentally leaving the finger actually makes it look furrier than this. I did it better than this. This is the first time I did it. Okay. You're going to love it. Super fun. Oh, but this is going to come out ugly when you do it. You're going to make these dumb dashes. And it's not going to look right. Remember, we paint the wrist twice. Okay. So get your yellow. I'm going to hold mine so I don't have to bend over to get mine. And I just get a tiny poke. And a poke. And I'm just, which way is hair going? Down? I'll come closer. So I go, feek, feek, feek. Pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and drop it off. And then I'm leaving those strings there. Okay? Leave those strings there. String, string, string. Okay, I'm going to pause real quick. Okay, I had to pause. My phone said it was running out of power. Okay, tiny, tiny, tiny little yellow. And then I'm going to go flickety, flickety, flickety. What if I come down here and even put some of them on my brown? I don't care. I don't care. Okay, now watch what a dumb job I did. Don't those just look like dashes? Okay, so and look at how they're evenly spaced apart. Human brain, right? That's not how fur is. So now I'm just kind of, every time you touch yellow, she disappears. But maybe I could get more and just try to break my own pattern and pick it up and drop it off and pick it up and trying to be ratty about it. And that roughs it up more like hair. And now there's strings. Does that make sense? Like I'm so as soft as humanly possible, like tickly soft, like like that, super soft. And then just look at it and go, we're gonna paint it again anyway, so it's all right. Okay, so tiny paintbrush, she's just for decorating. Let's use big paintbrush for putting down the colors, put down the green, put down the, but then this one will do all the brown, the white, the yellow, right? But this is just faster, okay? So we have to do the pinky first, because the pinky is behind, like see it peek out? It's behind the other fingers, right? So we have to do her first, and then we'll put these fingers on top. So big paintbrush, stab it, get a lot. And how do you stay inside the lines with paint? Huh. Oh yeah, you already know. We land inside the pinky, smash, and sneak up. And then once we're covering up the Sharpie, push and get rid of the Sharpie. Both sides, smoosh, smoosh. There. Oh, wait. I didn't get rid of the Sharpie there. And then I got paint in the hand. So we're painting over it, right? We don't care. Oh, I can see Sharpie. Let me put on a tiny bit thicker. A little extra softer. I don't want to look at no Sharpie. Okay, there. Okay, and then set your green paintbrush down and find teeny tiny paintbrush. And then when I clean tiny paintbrush, it's usually not for the color. I want it pointy. And doing this just makes it pointier. Point, right? So now I'm going to get a little bit of, we have to shadow, then highlight, then yellow. Okay? So, this is a tiny pinky compared to our wrist. So how much paint do you think? Would you a tiny speck? So a tiny, it'll be a little Just Born speck. Oh, that's it. I swear, because we don't want to turn all that green brown. So I'm going to drop it off at the bottom of the green. Whoop. Okay. And then can I mush it in? Mushy, mushy, smush, mush. And now it's brownish green. But there's a little bit of brownish green in my paintbrush. So I'm going to go one row higher and wipe off what's left. They're done. No need to go back. I'm not trying to drop off the brown everywhere, just so there's a little faded middle where you run out of paint. And then clean the brown off. Don't lick your paintbrush. I've done it. Disgusting. Okay, then get white. How much white to brighten that? Too much white and the whole thing will turn white. So a tiny pearl. Tiny little tiny invisible baby girl. Okay, and then drop this off on the top of the ring of the pinky. Boop. But now I get to mush it in and make baby green. Oh, I didn't do a good job. One more time. Smushy. There. And now, what's in my paintbrush? Baby green. Now I go just what's left in my paintbrush. I go a row underneath that, what's left, and then a row underneath that. And I don't care if I get stripes. How come? Fur. Lower. Oh, I kind of went into the brown. I don't care. Brown, just get out of my way. Okay, so now I'm going to clean my paintbrush. Am I going too fast? I am. Sorry. Push pause. Catch up to me, sorry. And then the yellow, but this time, which way is the yellow going? The top of it, fling, but, fling, okay, and tiny amounts, a little tiny bit. So I'm going to get closer so you can see, and we just kind of sort of understood it here, but watch how much better you are on the pinky. So, and then I'm just going to let go and flick it, pick it up. Like I just go flick. I kind of like a smart flick. Oh, look how fast it disappeared. I only got one mark out of that. Yellow's funny. Pick it up, drop it off, pick it up, drop it off, pick it up, put it somewhere else, pick it up. And then what if I got, whoops, just one that was too long. It actually looks adorable. Look it's all dry looking because there was almost no paint on my paintbrush. I know, so good. Okay, now we're gonna get our clean our paintbrush. And find bigger paintbrush. And now we're going to put the this finger in front. Look how skinny that finger is. If it gets bigger when you put the paint on, fine. I don't know, my stencil. So I'm going to stab my green. Stab. But we're going to go way up from the knuckle down, right? Because your knuckle's higher up on your hand than where your finger starts. So I'm going to be up here, hello, and I'm going to cut off that pinky. So I just go, cut, oh, yes. And then more paint. And just do this finger, right? The fingers are eventually going to overlap and touch, so. And then I can see black showing through, so second coat a little thicker. Softly. So then I do it soft, thick, soft, nice. I just use the side of my paintbrush as soft as I can. There. I feel like she could be thicker, the finger. There. Okay, and then lick your paintbrush. I'm just going to set it down because all this paintbrush does is drop off the green for us because she's efficient. Okay. And then switch to tiny paintbrush, and you already know what's going to happen, okay? So first is brown, little chateau. And I get a polka brown. And I got a little bigger dot. Can I show you? How come? It's a longer, bigger finger. So I go poke, and it's just on there good. And I'm going to go all the way from underneath the finger because it's a little shadow, and I'm a wee. Oh, it came out kind of wobbly. What? That's okay, I'm going to smush it in anyway with the tiny paintbrush, right? Now I'm going to smushy. Try to make brown. Try to stay near the bottom, smushy. Okay, pick it up, smushy. Now, and why am I going flickety-flick now? The texture's better. It's more ratty, like a fur. Smushy, dash. And how soft. I'm going like this. Tickly. Exactly. Now there's a little bit of brownish green. Go one row higher. There, just so there's a blurry top edge, you know, soft. Okay, then I clean my paintbrush. Oh, wait. I can see the Sharpie, and then I wiped off the green. I'm going to put a little bit more green paint. I want to see my Sharpie softly. Thicker. I think I wiped it too hard when I was doing my... I was going dash, dash, dash. It's better now. I can't see the black. I was also using the tip of my paintbrush, which scratches the paint off. Okay, now I'm going to clean my paintbrush because I want to go get white, you know. And then pinch. And a little pearl of white. Whoop. And a slightly bigger, because look at how much longer that finger is, right? And from the knuckle, way up here, way. And then we just go, okay. Dash, 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 push, 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 push. How come I'm doing a different texture this time? Because we're getting better at making fur. And now there's pink, there's light green in my paintbrush. And I'm going to do a row lower. Just whatever's left on my paintbrush. Touching the bottom of the white. And then I can do another one and tell brown to calm down. Get out of my way. Am I scratching all the black off, green off? No? All right. I just wanted to make sure. I'm going like this, and I'm using this, still trying to use the side of the paintbrush, even though it's the tiny one. The tip of the paintbrush is so, it just scratches the paint right off. It just goes, so I'm going to put it back with the side of my paintbrush. You'll get good at that. So good. Who wants more white than that? Did you put too much? Did you put too little? It could be a bright finger or a dark finger, but we're learning, like, oh, next time. Or we can even go ahead and add more and try again and be like, well, I should have been brighter. And then dash, 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 dash. Then a row lower and a row lower, right? We can adjust because this is earth. So we don't know how to do nothing until we do it, redo it, do it, redo it. And, and your brain goes, oh, and it makes an adjustment. Oh, makes an adjustment. Clean your paintbrush. Now we get to make the yellow furs. And these furs are going downhill, 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 like a little slide. And what if they jump out? We don't care. So I get some yellow. And it first starts off way too bright. But I go, pew, but I pick it up and drop it off. I drop it off. I drop it off. I drop it off. And then I pick it up. And then I might put it somewhere else, and I scratch and as soft as humanly possible. So I can't even feel it happening, really. I am just looking at it with my eyes. I can't feel that. Oh, and I got some in the brown. I don't care. And then some of them, they escape while I'm making them, and I don't care. And they're real dry looking. I don't care. They look like fur. Who thinks that's better? Aren't you doing a good job? How come you're doing better on this one, this finger? How many times did we do it? It's our third time. So you have a very good brain. So your brain's like, oh yeah, try this, try that, adjust that, do it soft it. You're making adjustments, and that's how your brain does that. You can be impressed with your own brain. Be like, good job, brain. Okay, now I do the other finger, and it's from the knuckle, way up there in the middle of the hand, And then she's now going to be in front of that finger. So if we cut off some of that finger, we don't care because she's in front, right? Look at this one's in front of that one. Okay. So, and then I go back to big paintbrush because it does all the green work for us. The tiny paintbrush would take forever. Okay. So stab the green and then just put this guy right in front. Hello. We're going to paint it twice. How come? Because the stupid black tries to show through. Stop it, black. Stop trying to peek through. Good job. It's true when you have a white canvas that the white shines through, but it just makes your paint, your colors brighter. And this is making our colors darker, which if we want it to stand out. So we want that high contrast of our bright finger against this black background. So we can't have them be of the same tone, the same darkness. No, one needs to be brighter. So we need to cover up that black. Nice. Okay, now I'm going to go back and look. Yeah, I didn't put enough on the fingertip. And I think I wiped it off in the middle. So another layer, nice and thick. Gentle, gentle. But remember last time I did the finger? I wiped it back off using the tiny paintbrush. Okay. Tiny paintbrush. Mine's covered in yellow. I'll give it a clean. And a tiny bit of brown. Always push pause if I go too fast. And I apologize again. So I got brown. It's kind of big because it's a big finger, right? And it's not a big scoop, just, you know, more than that tiny itty bitty pinky one. I'm just going to put it under the finger and on the very bottom of the finger. And I'm a little bit wobbly because I'm human. It's my parents' fault because they're human. Now we can make the greenish brown. Smush, smush, smush. Oh, it's very brown right there. Okay, we'll consider that a very dark shadow. I don't care. Okay, and then I'm even going to wipe off some of this brown off my paintbrush. I'm worried. I guess it was too big of a scoop. Could I put green on that and tell it to calm down? You want to see? Let's see. Huh. So, oh, that's too much brown. Oh, that does help. Wait, I'll get more. Calm down, brown. Oh, better. Okay. And then I want to make a disappearing edge. Look at it, looks like a perfect stripe, like a flag. No, blurry, like dash, 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 blurry top, blurry top, blurry top, blurry top, blurry top, blurry. And why did I flick my paintbrush? Pick it up, flick, 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 soft, 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 soft. Texture. And then I clean my paintbrush, pinch. And then we get to get and last time, I felt like I didn't get enough white, so I went back and got more white. Fair. Because we were guessing, right? So we're like, no, this one, and you just, how do you know? Experience. And I have lots of experience, and still I guess wrong. It's Earth. It's a hard place. If you wanted it easier, you should have picked a different planet. So I just go scoop. A bigger pearl this time, maybe. I might get more. I don't know. I'm going to check. So I drop it off in front of the knuckle of that one. Oh, paint on the other side. Roll my paintbrush. No, it's still not enough. Look at, I didn't know they have it. Okay, more. Scoopy. Scoopy. Okay, try again. We'll do it close so you can see. Okay, I already did that, so I'm not going to go over that. But this is where I ran out. Okay, and then there's still a whole bunch in my paintbrush. I'm not going to add this. I just need that much. So I'm going to wipe the extra off. Get off. Okay, there. There. If you don't know, I have napkins down here. I'm not wiping it on my carpet or something. Now I'm going to do flickety flickety and make baby green. Flickety 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 flickety. Scratch, 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 scratch. Very soft. And now there's baby green in my paintbrush. So I go a row beneath that. I'm touching the bottom of the white, but not the top of the white, and maybe even drop off some in the brown because she was aggressive. So I tell her to calm down. There. Let me clean my paintbrush pen. Already we have dark, medium, light, right? Dark on the bottom, medium-ish because it's not as bright, and then the top of the finger is the brightest. Now I get to add yellow fur. Push pause if I go too fast. Okay, now I'm going to get the white, the yellow, and go flip. Who's going to be really good at yellow right now, making yellow fur? You are. Okay, so I just one, more. One. Oh, look at, they just look like dumb dashes. That looks terrible. But very softly, I can go and scratch them, pick up the yellow, and put it somewhere else, and pick up the yellow, put it somewhere else, and pick up the yellow, and put it somewhere else. Flicky, 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 flicky. And oh, and I'm trying not to be evenly spaced apart. Human. And then if I come out and let little stick out pieces come out, and they're real dry, almost no paint on my paintbrush, he looks furrier. So good. Okay, we did 4 things. So who thinks that your last finger is your best finger? Right? With the texture, color, 3D, the thickness of your painting, all that. Lucky. Okay, now we go back and do the wrist. Who thinks you could do the wrist better? Me too. Okay, so switch to their big paintbrush, paint over the whole thing green, do it again. Just see. So trust yourself. You have learned a lot since you did that. Just go over it. And when we put the hand, we're going to go on top of the wrist again. When we put the thumb, we attach it to the, so you're going to paint over this probably a little bit with the thumb color and with the hand color, you know, because they attach. So don't be all precious about it. Stab your green, and we're just going to outline it, but now you trust yourself so much and you paint it green. We just get it wet with green. And don't be all perfect about it. We know we decorate everything with the baby paintbrush. And not very thick. We already covered up the black, right? And that's just a little scrabbly with green. Now I'm going to get brown, but I'm going to get a slightly, just a stab of brown and wipe it off on the bottom. And then, but now who's good at flickety flick? You are. Flick, 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 flick. Make brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green. You did that, and flickety flick. Now, brownish greens on your paintbrush and go a little bit higher so it's blurry, and a little bit higher than that, and a little bit higher than that, and then you round out at about halfway. I know. But it's not a perfect edge like a flag where two colors come to a stop. No, they're blurry where two colors meet. And get the brown on. Just give it a little pinch. And then get some white, but I want it brighter, so I'm going to get a stab of white. Because this was the brightest, and we have far to go. So I'm just going to wipe it off around both sides. There. And the little paintbrush doesn't hold very much paint, so even if you stab your paint, it's not very much paint. Okay, then I go flick, 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 smush, 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 smush. Then a row beneath that, then a row beneath that, and get lower, and try to go lower, and even lower, and lower. And then I'm pretty much out of white. Oh, I got some. Look at what I did. I don't care. It'll be dry by the time I do it. We put the white cuff on. So now I'm going to get the yellow, clean my paintbrush pitch, just for pointiness. It's really pointy now. And get the yellow, and then, who feels like you'll be really good at this hair now? I just kind of drop off some boogies first, and then I can pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and drop it off. And even when they start getting really dry and furry, I don't even care. Oh, I got some of the yellow and the brown, and I'm not even sweating it. And then, I went outside the lines. Not too much, because we just cover that up with the cuff, with the furry cuff. Isn't that better? Doesn't that look better than the first time you did it? What a good brain you have. So good. So good. Like, how did I learn that? Because you have a good brain, and you just adjust in your mind. And then you clean your paintbrush pitch. Now I could do these two fingers. Let's do them at the same time. But this is where the brown goes. So the brown is going to go in the inside loop of the fingers, right? The inside loop, like this. And then the brightest will be on the outside, okay? And then yellow all over. And go all the way up so it's the knuckly part too, like that. Okay, and the thumb, we do the whole thumb muscle too. Okay, so we're gonna, all right, should we try? Get it all green first. And how much green do we use? A lot. So I stab the green paint. Now I'm gonna go, look at that finger is now in front of this finger. And then this little black whole thing is a little bit too big, but when you put when you go flick, 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 it shrinks all by itself, so don't worry about it. It's bigger than in the picture, but I just figured when we paint them, because we're using flicks. Look at black showing. I'm gonna have to go back over that. And then I can outline. and then his thumb, and then when I paint the thumb, I go right on top of the wrist. The wrist is not precious. They're the same colors. They attach, okay? Don't follow that line like it's the law. It's just telling you how I have to go with the green. And then fill it in. And then I'm filling it in, and I know I'm going to go back over it thicker. I can tell. And then over the hand like this. We'll save the top of the hand for lasties. And we'll attach it to the wrist with the same paint and with this finger with the same paint. So they're all attached. Okay, more paint because I can see through it. See the black? I'll put it thicker. Okay, more paint for the other finger. Side of my paintbrush, smoothing it on. So much easier when after the canvas is wet with your paint, you can go back over it and just float some paint on top. Oh, finger. Look at the black showing through the finger. Oh, there. Okay. So you see what I did? I did a finger in front of the finger. This finger, she's in front. And then this whole muscly part. Okay? And then put the big paintbrush down. And where's the brown go? On the inside curve, the inside curve. You don't have to go all the way down to the tip of the fingers. Clean the paintbrush. Now I'm gonna go flick, 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 and try to make brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, and brownish green, brownish green, brownish green, brown, 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 brown. There, just a skinny little row. Now I have light brown in my paintbrush, and I just touch the very edge of that brownish green and let her turn into a misty, invisible brownish green. Oh, I'm doing it really hard. I'm scratching my paint. Softer. Calm down. Sometimes I get a little hyper. Okay, clear my paintbrush. And I'll just do a little pause because I know I did that really fast. Because how come I can do it fast? I've done it before. I'm not smarter. I'm not a genius. I know, wow, you're magic. No, I've done it way more money. So how do you learn stuff on earth? Experience. So I have more experiences doing it. So my brain doesn't ask the questions anymore and make adjustments. It just does. That's called mastery. Where you've just got it and you don't have to think about it, right? Okay, like the way I can make scrambled eggs. I don't make scrambled eggs. I don't think. Look up a recipe. Right? So now I go flick, 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 flick. I'm going to drop off the whites. Or, oh! That's what I get for telling a story right there. I need to put the white on there first. Stab the white. I'm going to have to get 2 scoops of white. One for this finger. I'm not worried about that yellow being there because yellow disappears when you touch it anyway. And then more white for the outside of this thumb. There. And then I go flick. But no white up here because it's going to attach to the hand. So I just go flick, 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 flick. What? Big baby green, baby green, baby green, baby green, baby green, baby green, baby. Look at you're doing 2 fingers at once. Look at you. And that is so bright. I don't care. Look at how much white's on my paintbrush. Yeah, it wasn't on my paintbrush. It was on the silver thing. So now I'm going to do the next row underneath that. Scratch, 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 scratch. Then maybe again. And I'm running out of white and I don't even care. Yay. Okay, now I can do this one. So I'm going to pick up the baby green. Then do another row. And another row. Flick, 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 flick. And I'm running out of white and I don't even care. And I'm running out. And running out, and I'm at, and I put it on the brown a little bit. I put it on the top. I put it on the top. I don't care. There. Oh, let's attach the thumb right now to the wrist. Right there, attached. Oh, you covered up all your yellow? Easy fix. We're going to do yellow right now. Clean my paintbrush. Get my yellow poke. And then now I can do my yellow. Okay. Dash, 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 dash. Oh, those are look at evenly spaced apart. But I get more, and I pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and... Oh, I'm trying to do it so soft, I'm missing. But I just barely touch it. Ho, 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 ho. Scratch. Oh, and some of them fall out, and they're dry, and I don't care. It makes him look furrier. Oh, and the inside of his hand a little bit. Okay, all right. Oh, I missed that. I was showing you. Oh, I went some. Oh, I don't care. And now I get the yellow for the other hand, and the thumb. And then pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and drop it off, and pick it up and drop it off, and try not to do it in a perfect pattern, you human, you. Oh, and the inside of his hand. Oh, then here's my chance to fix the wrist. Attach to the wrist. So it's all part of the same hand. There. So good. What do we have left? Top of a hand, a fluffy white cuff, and this little top of an ornament that I don't know what it's called. I don't know. It's a mystery. So I'm going to clean my paintbrush. And then I get my big paintbrush and stab my green and do the tuck to his hand. Whee! And fill it all in. More paint that's dry. I can't even sound dry. And then I'm going to get some of this all over my fingers. No, not accidentally, on purpose. I'm going to use the same yellow and touch the fingers and so they're all connected. It all looks the same. They're all part of the same hand. And then there's no brown for the top of the hand, but there's white. Stab your white, drop it off, and roll your paintbrush over because there's some on the other side. Oh, and I stabbed it so hard. There's no paint on my paintbrush, just on my stick. I'm going to get that off. Okay, now I'm going to make bright green. Smash, flick. Oh, it touched the other finger. I so don't care. Oh, I put it in the wrist. So, okay, now I'm going to go a row lower. And a row lower. And try to push some. Oh, I might have to get more. Look at it. It's too dark in the middle of his hand. I need more white. There. I had to add more. It wouldn't push down. Whatever. And then attach it to the wrist. Attach it to the fingers and the other fingers. Oh, look at. Oh, I went down into another finger. I don't care. It all gets fixed with yellow. Oh, I'm pushing the top of the hand down into the fingers and into the wrist. Good. And then you want flick, so it has fluffy texture. Oh, what if I have some escapees on my hand? Fluff. I can get yellow. And I could put my dash. Oh, attach it to the wrist, right? Oh, the wrist would like some more yellow because I wiped it off. And then the fingers, wherever I wiped it off on the fingers. Sorry, fingers. I'll put some more hairs on you. Sorry, thumb. Tar-dar. Oh, that one looks a little bright. There. Every time you touch the yellow, she disappears. It's very sad. If you want her to be yellow, you just don't touch her so much. You just kind of... Good job. And then clean your paintbrush. Squeezy baby paintbrush. Okay, now we're going to make the ornament thingy. We don't have to do the silver string or the hook, right? No, I don't do that. But this thing, it's white and gray. But we don't have any gray. We got to make some gray. So in your lid, there's probably a little bit of white, right? So, and I'll get your black. And how much black to gray? Or black to white? Tiny bit of black. Black is very aggressive. So I get a ton of black. They put way more powder of black in the paint to make it black like that. And then we don't have to do all the white. Just do a corner of the white and spin until you get a gray. You just keep making your circle bigger and scooping in more white until you're pretty sure it's gray. Gray. Okay. That wasn't hard. Everybody knows the color of gray. And then I clean my paintbrush, give it a pinch. That's all I want. That's it. Now I'm going to paint this little thingy. I don't know what to call it. White, but I don't want to make it too big. So how do you outline things in paint? I land inside of it, smash, and sneak up. Bye, Sharpie. Oh, wait. More white paint. And then I'm inside, letting that one hair stick out. Remember that trick? Make a little rectangle. And then to fill it in, don't scribble, put little number ones. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Because this is that texture on that, whatever the heck it is called. And then we get our gray and touch your gray a little bit. You don't need very much. And put a straight line right on top. Like that. That's the top of it. Can you see it? And then we get more gray and make little 1, 1, 1, like a little fence. And those are the shadows between the those little, because it's all rough, right? Whatever that thing is called. Good. And then we clean our paintbrush. Now we just have the fluffy cuff, but it's all white. So we do her cuff and just do it out of fur, and if black shows through, shadow. It's not that bad. And I just don't want you to put any white under his wrist right there. This is a black hole of, looking inside his shirt like that. So it's black right there. So I'm going to get my white. And I'm going to go over this with fluffiness. But for my brain, I just like to remind myself where the white goes. And I go like a big U. Okay. And I'm using tiny paintbrush. The big paintbrush is dirty, but a little paintbrush can handle it. She can't hold much paint. And then the fluff, this little cuff will go right over the red, and luckily he's dry now. And then flick, 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 flick. Why am I doing it with this texture? Because it's furry. Push up, and I get a hard stab of paint. A disgusting amount. And then push and shove and push and shove and push and shove and push and shove. Push and shove. Scratch, 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 scratch. More paint. As soon as it acts dry, I just get more paint. More paint. Stab. Woo. More paint. Dash, 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 flick, 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 flick. Just like when we did the yellow. And we're getting rid of most of the black, but if it peeks through a little bit, we don't even care because it looks like we planned a shadow. And now my paintbrush has no paint on it. It's all dry. And then I just let a few escape. Oh no, escaping. Oh no, scratch. But not spikes. It's just accidental little nothings, right? Good job. I know I went too fast and I apologized again. Usually when I made these videos, we were on Zoom and I could watch everybody's little box and watch them paint. And then that's how I pace myself. But you did a very good job. Very nice. Good job, everybody.